Hello fans, Wheelchair Gang, Theris here, and welcome back to another Doctor Who Series 13 news update video. But before we get into it, if you could just do me a teeny tiny little favour and click that subscribe button, I would be ever so much appreciative. We are trying to get to 10k by the end of the year, and I would absolutely love it if we could get there. We do regular Doctor Who news updates as well as other types of discussions, live streams, that kind of thing. But let's get into the news. So we had some news, I guess, from Mandip Gill talking about her final scenes in Doctor Who from the Metro. Doctor Who FLUX. Mandip Gill cried at the end of Series 13 and she says fans will too as she reflects on Yaz's journey. This is an exclusive from Lewis Griffin. Mandip Gill has warned that fans will most likely cry at the end of Doctor Who Series 13 and we're not prepared in the slightest. The actress who stars as Yaz alongside Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor admitted even she shed a few tears at the end of Doctor Who FLUX. Asked how fans will feel when the credits roll on the final episode, Mandip told Metro UK, "I cried and I don't really cry. People behind the camera cried, so I think hopefully I don't want fans to cry, but they should cry. Doctor Who fans, consider yourselves well and truly warned. Yaz has been on quite the journey since she first met the Doctor in Series 11, with Mandip also reflecting on where she wants to leave the character at the end of Series 13 and before the 2022 specials, which will precede Jodie's exit. I want to leave her still with some questions. She pointed out, I don't want her to know everything. I don't want her to know how everything works and be confident if she stays in space or if she goes back to Sheffield. It has naturally developed her as a person. When she goes back to Sheffield eventually, because she's come against so many frightening aliens, monsters and people that she shouldn't really be scared of anything in Sheffield. But I also think she's really found herself. As you'll see, there are some questions in the series that she's toying with. She didn't really know how to put it into words. She didn't know what she was feeling, and this journey for her brought to the surface so many emotions that she may never have dealt with had she stayed in Sheffield doing what she was doing. Also, naturally, she's got more confidence, she knows how certain things work. She'll always need the Doctor, you'll see that. She actually will genuinely always need the Doctor regardless of how much the Doctor's taught her, but there is room for her to develop. As for what we can actually expect, Mandip's keeping tight-lipped but teased. It's definitely bigger than what we've done before in terms of characters, emotions, sets, costume, prosthetics, everything just steps up a little bit. There's a lot of unanswered questions that are answered, there are even more posed, and there's a lot of real emotions. So that's an interesting little article from the Metro talking to Mandip Gill about Series 13, and people are using this and are basically saying that, oh, she's hiding the real ending, she's not just going to go back to being a police officer, there's more to this. And while I'm inclined to say that it could be true, I don't think the people taking this as proof that Yaz is going to die are exactly correct either, because guys, I hate to break it to you, we've seen her filming for the Centenary special. We know she's in that final episode. Now that's not to say that Mandip Gill couldn't die in one of the final scenes of the Centenary special, but I just find it extremely unlikely. And people saying that, oh, she says it's really sad, we're all gonna cry, that must be proof of a death or something. Guys, they said the same thing about Graham and Ryan in Revolution of the Daleks and they walked off fine. And this is coming from someone who wants a character death for this era. I feel like one of my major issues with this era is the lack of consequence for really anything that happens. But we can't will it into existence. I think it is very possible that they're hiding some form of ending. Maybe she doesn't go back to being a police officer. But I don't think they're hiding a death. I'd love to be proven wrong. If I am wrong, then you can come back to this video and go, haha, you were wrong. But to me, I just don't see it. Especially not for an era that's been very, very light and very, very jovial. I don't see it. One thing I will say though is that they mention how Yaz confronts a lot more emotions that she perhaps wouldn't confront otherwise. I think that, if anything, is more of an indication towards the Thasmin idea that people posit, even though I'm really not a fan of it, as I'm not really a fan of the Doctor in many relationships regardless of the gender or anything like that. The closest I give a pass is Riversong because she's also a Time Lord, but even then I'm like, But yeah, I don't really think this is proof of a death. I think it'll just be what they see as an emotional goodbye, in a similar vein to, I guess, that bit at the end of Time where Wilf salutes the Doctor, that kind of vibe. We're not going to get a death, I don't think. But let me know what you guys think about this article in the comments below. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. I'd also like to give a quick thank you to Jason Peace, Debs Iona, Simon Ashley, Shane Smith, Patrick Mewson and Ree Keffin for being our top chairs channel members. If you'd like to become a channel member, it really helps out. You get access to an exclusive badge, exclusive posts about future videos, emojis to use in live streams, and your name at the end of every video, so it would really help out. But that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.